Next up, we've got Jeff Smith, introduce his brother Jerry.
Thank you, Gene, and great to see everybody here tonight. It's a big crowd, and congratulations to Rick, Brad, John, and the late Emil Roewert. Congratulations. Well, I've been through this several times and got teared up a few times, so I'm going to see if I can make this happen tonight. Well, good evening, everyone. It is with great pride for me to introduce our next inductee, my brother, Jerry Smith. Jerry is the third of 4 brothers and a sister born to Ted and Judy Smith. Mom and Dad operated the city-owned Edmondson Golf Course in Oskaloosa while his kids were growing up. Living quarters were connected to the clubhouse, so golf was naturally a sport all of us kids played. Edmondson didn't have a driving range, but that didn't stop Jerry from hitting balls down the fairways in the evenings, shagging his own balls, putting and chipping around the practice green, imagining that one day he'd be a professional golfer. Our family has a long history in golf, with Jerry being the 4th generation to find his career in the sport. To quote Jerry, I credit my father for getting me started playing the game. My brothers and those that played regularly at Edmondson were major influences early on in my career. I and my brothers and sisters had the opportunity to learn, play, and work at Edmondson. My mother was also instrumental in working the clubhouse and oftentimes shuttling us all to tournaments. End of quote. Jerry certainly made the most of his dream being a professional golfer and has excelled at the highest level. Jerry is the epitome of a journeyman professional golfer, traveling for 30 years around the world on 8 tours, including Asia, South America, Europe, 5 years on the PGA Tour, currently 3 years on the Champions Tour. So here are a few highlights of his golfing career. Iowa State High School individual champion, National Junior College individual and team champion, McLennan Community College, Waco, Texas. All-Southwest Conference selection, Baylor University. Iowa Amateur Player of the Year. Winner 6 major IGA tournaments, including 3 Herman Sonnies, in which Jerry beat me in a playoff back in 1990. And Rick, yeah, that last green haunted me. I missed a little shortcut and when that went out right. But I couldn't have lost to a better person than my brother. He won the Waterloo Open, 2-time Iowa Section PGA Player of the Year. He won the Iowa Section PGA Match Play 3 consecutive years. He won the Guam Open, 5 years PGA Tour with 3 top 5 finishes. He played on the European Senior Tour, 3 years on the Champions Tour, winning the 2015 Encompass Championship and also being named Rookie of the Year. He played in 4 U.S. Opens, 1 PGA Championship, and I believe he's played in all 12 Champions Majors since he's been on the tour. Now that's what I call chasing a dream and never giving up. Like most golf professionals, Jerry has had his highs and lows, but he's always persevered with grace and dignity. Jennifer and his wife Jennifer and 2 daughters, Olivia and Giovanna, are his biggest cheerleaders. Talk to anyone who knows Jerry, and I think you'll find he's one of the most humble and genuine people you'll meet. And to share some of those sentiments, I'll close with a few letters of congratulations. Dear Jerry, congratulations on your well-deserved induction into the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. Your life in the game as a competitive golfer has brought positive attention to our state and fellow Iowa golfers. I have found memories of our college and junior days at Wakanda Club. I recall vividly how you dispatched me in the U.S. Junior Qualifier in 1980. My, where is the time gone? It has been fun to follow your career over the years since you graduated from Baylor You're a wonderful example for all golfers who aspire to play professional golf. You have proven that through persistence, tenacity, and a passion to improve shows that the sky's the limit. We in Iowa are so happy to see you enjoying life on the Champions Tour. I'm proud of all you have achieved on the biggest stage in golf. Your decades of tireless work, toiling on many tours, Nike Tour, Web.com, Asia, European Senior Tour really paid off. Jerry, you've been a good friend, a great player, and I know how proud your family must be. As one of the members of the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame, let me be one of the first to welcome you into our special group. It is especially nice that you can share this honor with your brother Jeff. I hope you're as honored today as I was to become a member of the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations and best of luck on the Champions Tour. Wishing you the very best, Mike McCoy. Another letter, dear Smith family. First of all, congratulations to you, Jerry. You certainly deserve to be a part of the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. I'm very happy for you and the entire Smith family. It was great to see you make it to the tour and now success on the Champions Tour. There you were as a 3 or 4 year old beating balls around the clubhouse at Edmonton, and we at William Penn were amazed at how you hit the little white ball, and look where it has taken you today. Enjoy your day. Your friend in golf, Mike Gowan. Mike also writes, P.S. I will always remember that fall from the window. We lived in the old clubhouse there, and Mike was talking to Jerry inside, leaning across that screen window, and he fell about 10 feet out on a cement floor, and luckily he's doing well today because he had a good concussion from that one. To the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. Jerry Smith has been a friend for a long time. We had a lot of fun playing practice rounds and competing on the PGA Tour and even before. The true gauge of a man is not when times are good, but when they are not. Being a tour member gives you privileges at all the TPC courses around the country. Jerry and I use the TPC of Scottsdale on a very regular basis. A few years after Jerry lost his status on the tour, he was out working in the outside services. He didn't have his head down, he wasn't pouting, he was doing what he had to do to take care of his family. With his spirited wife Jennifer, they did what was needed to get through the tough times, and why so many people were so happy when he got to the Champions Tour and then won. To me, that is the mark of a man and a champion, on the course but mostly in life. And on a good night, we can still catch him falling asleep outside in his chair, clinging to his cigar with perfect posture. Congratulations, my friend. No one is more Hall of Fame than you. Your good friend, PGA Tour Champions player, Michael Allen. I have two more here and then I'll close. Jerry, what a fantastic honor to be inducted into the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. I'm very happy for you and your family and proud of you for all of the years of commitment and sacrifice. Unless you play the game or are part of the circle of family and friends of a professional golfer, no one has an idea what it takes to be successful at competing at the level at which you have. All of the hours spent as a kid hitting balls until dark and dreaming about making putts for the win are worth it at so many levels. Doing whatever it takes to make the dream come true is worth it. While other kids might have been out water skiing or messing around, you are normally at the golf course pursuing your passions. Not everyone, in fact, very few ever get anywhere near where you have gotten, even with a similar level of commitment. You just can't beat the combination of talent, sacrifice, and perseverance. You have all three, plus a great family who supports you. This honor is really for you, of all of you, to enjoy and know that you have earned it. Well done, my friend. Blessings on all the Smiths. With warmest regards, Tom Lehman. And the final one here I'm going to read. Jerry, I just wanted to extend my congratulations to you and your family on your induction into the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. In getting to know you over the years, your Iowa pride, much like mine, is very evident. It is a healthy pride and one that is embedded in the people of our great state. Personally, I want to thank you for being an Iowa role model. I guess we can consider ourselves athletes. This game isn't easy and does take a physical toll. I appreciate how you continue to hone your craft. You've shown great endurance and perseverance, both on and off the course. I applaud the committee in recognizing and awarding you with this honor. Your golf speaks for itself. Your character defines what this award is all about. Congratulations once again, and keep chasing that little white ball. Sincerely, Zach Johnston. Wow, now that's what I call chasing a dream and never giving up. Like most golf professionals, Jerry has had his highs and lows, but he's always persevered with grace and dignity. His wife, Jennifer, girls are his biggest cheerleaders. Did I already read this?
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't go through the letters again. But anyway, thank you all for being here, and I'm so happy for my brother, and I'm so proud of what you've accomplished on and off the course. Congratulations, and welcome to the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame.
Well, that's going to be tough to follow. I have some notes in here, but I might just throw them out and wing it. They're in here somewhere. Look, I will get emotional. Just the nature. Jeff, you did a great job. We talked about coming up here on the drive, you know, who's going to cry more, you or I, but believe me, probably me. I'm just beyond humble with this recommendation and inductee tonight. Like Jeff said, you know, we grew up in an amazing environment at Oskaloosa, Iowa, Edmondson Golf Course. My parents were they're just the greatest in what they did for our family, just like I'm sure all of us. But the foundation that they provided, just the hard work, you know, the accountability that, you know, my mom just did everything. She took us to church. She made sure that, you know, there was just structure all the time within our household. And to grow up, you know, right there, literally on the golf course at Edmondson, and have that accessibility to the game of golf is how we all really got started and got involved. So it was very easy. And the thing is, later on, I mean, we all worked for my mom and my dad, and even my mom. You know, my mom ran the shop, and Dad was out on the golf course, and then Dad would come in, and he would take over for Mom, and Mom would go cook and clean and go make her beds and all of that stuff. So it's just amazing. And the people that have stayed in the game of golf or worked for my dad is unmeasured as well. I mean, you mentioned Mike Fluff Cowan, but there is a long list of people who worked for Dad, stayed in the business, and you know, I just have to thank my parents, you know, the bottom of my heart for what they, you know, the foundation that they provided early on in my career. I mean, there's just so much. I just have so many thoughts when I come back here. I mean, I thank you for the committee, Gene. I mean, the Iowa Golf Association, the Iowa Superintendent's Association, because not only did I have my father, but I had a grandfather, great-grandfather, you know, a fourth generation. Now we have Tyler, Jeff's son, a fifth generation that will probably do something. He wants to be a player, but if not, I'm sure he will do something in the game of golf. So, you know, to come back here, Hyperion winning 3 times. I know I lost in a couple of playoffs. You know, to be back here at Wakanda the last few years to play the Champions Tour. I mean, I have more stories than I could possibly, you know, share tonight. I will try to share a few, but, you know, I'm just humbled by what I've been able to accomplish playing this game. I look back at some old scrapbooks. I mean, another thing my mom did, she always cut out, all the newspaper clippings. She kept all her trophies. She put, every winter she would glue those things, put them in the scrapbook, so we would have them. We all have them today, I know. I look back at a few. In one great picture, we recreated it, my dad's 80th birthday here recently, is all of us, Jeannie, I apologize, Jeannie came along a little later. There's 4 boys, and Jeannie came along, but they've got this photograph of the 4 of us and mom and dad swinging this golf club, and so we recreated it at my dad's birthday party, his 80th in March. And so the thing is, I looked at some of those quotes, and I just know that, it's just like, in life, it's like I had the seed planted in my mind to play professional golf. I know that's, a lot of us probably did the same thing, but, I know it was there. And along the way, I just had so many things happen that kept that seed growing. I played high school golf, and I won the state high school championship, like Jeff mentioned. I went to a junior college, a community college in Waco, Texas, left home, went down there, signed a letter of intent in the middle of my, after I graduated. Kids don't do that today. I mean, these kids are getting recruited and so forth when they're 14, 15 years old and signing letters of intent at that age. And so to go down there and earn a place on that team, and we did. We went and lost my freshman year, but came back my sophomore year, and we won by 21 shots, and I won by 6 shots. It was just great. But things like that just kept happening. I mean, I went to Baylor, and then later, wanted to go out on the PGA Tour, started going through the qualifying school, and it wasn't easy. I had a lot of trips through that thing, was unsuccessful, but much later in life, after going to Asia and playing South America and playing a lot of other places around the world, at the age of 35, I got my chance. I got my chance, and so to go on and do what I've done since then has been amazing. But I want to thank a few people first, and then I'll kind of add back to that story. The biggest person I can thank, and I know she doesn't get enough credit, is the lady sitting over there at the table with my 2 daughters. But my wife, 21 years now, has meant the world to me. When she came along, I really do think my life changed. She came along, she didn't really know anything about professional golf, and I was actually working for my brother at that time, going through the Iowa section, and had a great time. And I think I was at a fork in the road. I could have gone that route, taken a club job somewhere, hopefully here in the state of Iowa, but maybe somewhere else. But Jennifer came along, and it was a time when I needed to make another decision. And playing was still in my heart. I just won the Iowa Player of the Year, Section Player 2 years in a row, so I still felt I had the game, and I had the want and the drive and the love to do it. And Jennifer came along. I remember, we were just dating, and we went to our first Q school together. And so we're down in Houston, and I ended up missing that year. And I can remember I think we were driving to Waco to visit some friends and spend a couple days. But, like Brad mentioned, there's many a days when you come home from not a good round of golf or a good experience, and you're not feeling so well. And I just remember Jennifer saying, well, what's next? Where are we going to go from here? And so she got my mind thinking. I'm like, I wasn't even thinking that yet. I mean, I'm thinking about, let's go to the finals, let's get through this Q school, and off we'll go. Well, I know throughout my career that it doesn't quite happen that way. I've had many highs and lows, and not that this was a low, but it was just a setback. So I mentioned Asia, and Jennifer said, we're going. I mean, I mentioned, the other things. We could go back to the mini tours. I could take another job. I could, but Asia struck in her, and so she said, that's what we're going to do. And so sure enough, we did. And we went over there, and on our way over, we're talking, I'm talking to Jennifer, maybe you could caddy for me. Maybe you could, we could cut expenses, and, this would really help me out, and so forth and so on. And so Jennifer did. And sure enough, it's funny, I remember her first experience out there caddying, she's pulling one of the pull carts at that time, because she hasn't lugged this bag. She doesn't know a lot of what's going on. I'm teaching her, I'm coaching her, but this thing breaks in the middle of the first 9 holes of our first tournament. And so back then, we're not talking there's walkie-talkies and things like that and get things replaced. I mean, she had to put that down. I said, Jennifer, you're gonna have to put it on your shoulder and we gotta go. We gotta stay up here. So sure enough, she did. And after it was over, it's like that pull cart never came out again. She's like, well, I can do this. And she did it for 5 years. 5 years. My win in Guam was with her. I got through a couple of Q schools. In fact, the Champions Q school that just qualified for a few years back, Jennifer was on my bag. And she's just met the world. She's now a mother. I've got 2 beautiful daughters over there. She stays home a lot. I mean, I've gotten back to where, you know, we have dreamed about getting, and she's having to stay at home, and I think sometimes it's hard for her, but you know, I just have to thank her from the bottom of my heart of what you mean to me. Your motivation at times, you're just uplifting. She's positive. People that know her know how, I mean, I wish I had the vigor that she has. It probably would help me a little bit more as a player, but I have it now. She's my life partner. She's my biggest fan. And so for that, I really do thank you, honey. The other, again, I get back to my parents, you know, were the early success. I mean, you know, I think about this. I didn't move away or leave Iowa until I was 31, and I'm 53 now, so I really haven't been gone really that long. In Iowa, I just think this is, you know, obviously the greatest place. When I come back here now for the Champions Tour, it's just a thrill to have hit the first tee shot this past week. Greg Conrad gave me the, you know, I mean, he came out in the cart, you know, one of the golf carts, sought me out, said, look, this is what's going to happen. And I just, you know, just felt a thrill go through me to be able to represent the state of Iowa, represent the Champions Tour, and do that. But my parents just did. They just set the foundation. I know I talked about them a little bit already, but I just can't thank them enough for what they mean to me. Like I said, my dad got us all started. You know, my dad was the same way. He worked. And like I said, when he wasn't on the golf course, he'd go in and help Mom in the shop. And, you know, Dad never really pushed us, I don't think, to play. I mean, we just had a love for it, the atmosphere and the players. I think about all the great Iowa golfers. And there was a lot of great Oskaloosa golfers. I mean, we won 3 state championships maybe. My brother Mike won one, Jeff won one. I won one individually, but it's just, there's just so many players that came through that community. And it was a great atmosphere on that note. But my dad, like I said, and Mom just set the tone. Mom used to drive us to tournaments, go to the Pee Wee tournaments. Boy, I mean, it was just, you know, truly amazing. So I just have to thank, my mom's not here right now. She's in a memory care unit. I know she would love to be here. She deserves, you know, many thanks that she wouldn't really be aware of. But we all know how special she has meant to all of us, and I know to my father also. So Dad, Mom, you know, thank you. One note, I'll share one more little golf story, and then I'll close here pretty soon. It's kind of fun to be out there. Get more comfortable. You know, one thing about Q school, you know, so Jennifer caddied for 5 years, and so I was really at a crossroads again. I've come to a lot of crossroads in this career, and I still feel like, you know, I'm still, there's still forks in the road even today. But so Jennifer caddied 5 years, and she had hurt her back, and so she wasn't able to really caddy anymore. And so I had played 5 years in Asia, and I really was ready to make another go, sort of coming back and trying to get back on the regular tour. And so Jeff caddied for me, and I remember in '98 at the finals at Q School, I'd gotten there, and I hadn't been there a while, and so Jeff and I are on the 6th, I remember we were the last ones to leave after the 5th round. I still wasn't feeling comfortable. I just was like anxious and so forth. Jeff and I are out there hitting balls, and I'm getting a lesson from him. I mean, this is the 5th round. I go out there. I remember a few things we worked on. I went out there on the first tee of the 6th round, and I hit the shot. It just didn't go right. I just had to bag it. Everything that we worked on the night before, and I just had to wing it the rest of the day, and anyway, it didn't go well. I didn't make it. I know we were both disappointed at the end of the day, but then a year later came in '99, and Jeff and I I asked Jeff to come back. I think he wanted to come back. I think we felt like we had unfinished business and we can get this done together. And so we're at Doral the next year in '99. And so that year, it just was a breeze. Everything went well. I played well each and every round, and I got to the 6th round. And I was basically in. I mean, I just had to stay standing and so forth. And I will say, Jennifer was in the crowd. She flew in for the weekend. Was their score in our group, and so that ended up being special as well. But here we are in the 18th hole at Doral. We weren't playing the Blue Monster at that time, but we're playing this other golf course. The 18th hole is literally a short par 4 with an island green to it. And I hit it in the fairway bunker, of all things. And I've got plenty of strokes to give here. So I get up there and I look at Jeff and I'm thinking I'm just going to lay it up in front of the bunker, chip it on the green, make 5, get out of here, let's go. I remember Jeff handed me an 8-iron and said, "Jerry, this is the perfect club. I want you." He just handed it to me, hit this thing. And sure enough, I hit it up on the green and I 2-putted for par. And sort of, I wouldn't say the rest was history, but it started my professional career out on the PGA Tour, and it was just special to have Jeff there as a, as a part of that. And I can't think of a better man to be up here speaking for me tonight and introducing me. You did a wonderful job, by the way, better than I thought you did. I really got you two up a little bit more. You surprised me. Lastly, I have so many people, I cannot really run it. I can't list the amount of people that helped me throughout my career. I mean, it overwhelms me sometimes. I mean, you just don't do these types, you just don't do this career with help. And I know all of us can say the same thing, and all of you out there also. I mean, you've got people who meant a lot to you, and sometimes you can list a few people, but I just can't tell you how many people. I've had coaches, and I've had teachers, and Jeff and I went to visit our high school golf coach today, Terry Sheasley, who just had, a great impact on Oskaloosa, golf. And so, I just run through the gamut of people, chiropractors and sports psychologists and dietitians, and, I've had multiple teachers. Manuel Delatorre was just a wonderful man, Pam Barnett. I took lessons from, some of the local guys here, Mark Agley, and I know Bob Van Scoy over there helped me a few times on things. And, I've had people, and there's a lot of people in the crowd. Jim Wake, who's a longtime friend of mine from Oskaloosa, who, taught me a lot of things when I was playing at a very early age. My brothers all taught me a lot of lessons, and then later on, as I got started in a professional career, I had so much financial support from people. I mean, I look back on that. When I first started, I remember a friend of mine and I went out to the golf club there in Oskaloosa, Elmhurst at the time. The country club is no longer called that. But we sat down there on a men's league night one night, and we got 22 people to pony up about 30 grand at that time, which doesn't sound like very much money, but it lasted me about 2.5 years, going to Asia, going through Q school a few times. And what I do is I use the money that I was making to just keep kind of that road going. And then later on, I mean, there was just at various times also that people along the way helped me, sponsors. There's a few of them here tonight. I know Jim Carney's in the room, who was with a contingent of guys who helped me back in 2009. And then I had some other people help me around 2013 when I started thinking about the Champions Tour as a possible, sort of as a possible viable profession again. So, it's just a long list of people. I just have to thank all of them for what they've meant to me. Like I said, in those early scrapbooks, I could tell that the seed was there to dream about professional golf. And I truly have lived that. I still feel like I'm living a dream at times, and it still continues. I've just greatly loved the Champions Tour. All the guys will tell you it's the greatest tour. It's like getting a mulligan in some respects. It definitely is for me, to get to play alongside the guys that I get to play on with, and then to finally have my first win on really a major tour is just something that if I walked away from the game today, I would feel like, I just accomplished everything that I could accomplish. So I just thank everybody for continuing to live that dream. I feel like I still have some room to grow and I can get better. And that's really my goal and mission here, you know, before I officially retire, whenever that might be. But, you know, I have my family now, my girl, Jennifer, always there by my side to support me. And so I just can't thank you enough for this induction. It means a lot. I will not forget this evening. I thank all of you for being here this evening. And again, I'm not quite sure how my induction happened, who put me on there, but you know, I thank all of those people that did. And with that, I'll close. And again, congrats to all the recipients here this evening. And I just look forward to carrying another baton, and that's the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. So thank you very much.